All right, third time's charm here. No technical difficulties, no dog barking. It's gonna happen. We're gonna make this work. So grab a couple of blocks. We'll need them a little bit later just for ease of wrists. So it'll be up to you whether you use them or not, which it always is. Let's start in Sukhasana. Just kind of let your legs kind of fall a little bit away from you rather than having them tucked in all tight and feet under knees. Just kind of let your feet be a little away from you, a little messier than we normally sit. And so that you can sit up tall. So disorganized in a very organized way. And let your hands fall on your knees. Let's go palms down. And we'll find some freedom in joints today. We'll move, not head to toe exactly, but we'll catch everyone. And move through a little bit of a flowy, wavy practice. And to anchor us, we will use our Ujjayi breath. So at first here, just let eyes close. And once you have your legs kind of organized the way that you want them to be, settle into your sitting bones. Get your spine situated nice and tall so that your head sits right over your hips. Less effort for muscles when our skeleton is stacked just right. And once you have your body sorted, start to settle into your breath. These first few allow you to really arrive to your mat, to the present moment. Allow you to let everything that happened up to this point today settle into your past. And everything that's coming after this practice stays in the future. So we can be in this moment, in this breath, right now. And once you're settled in a nice, easy breath pace, begin to constrict the back of your throat, coming into your Ujjayi breath. Just loud enough for you to hear, not loud enough for the neighbors to hear. So adding this second sense on top of feeling, we also hear the breath as it moves in through the nose, down the back of the throat, into the lungs, and makes its way back out. I'm trying to maintain our Ujjayi breath throughout the practice today. And if we notice that we lose it or have forgotten it, we can pick it back up. 3 more rounds of breath just where we are. You can keep your eyes closed for a good long while, I think, during this practice if you choose to. Start to circle counterclockwise the tiniest little circle with your torso that you can muster. Still anchoring this movement with your breath. At first, just checking out what the hips have to say about this movement today. And maybe making your circles bigger, changing the pace. But deciding what seems like appropriate movement for you today. Maybe these big, swooping, wavy circles. Or just those tiny little subtle ones. Just moving with your breath. Maybe mixing it up, little ones and big ones, and medium-sized ones. Whatever you've landed on, 3 more of those. When you come back to center for that, after that 3rd time, start to tip forward, nice long spine, drawing your belly button forward, hands on the mat in front of you, and start to fold over your right shin to the degree that works for you today. I was gonna say that to the degree that it's comfortable for you, but it doesn't really have to be comfortable all the time. We can get a little bit of feedback with this sensation. You might have a little bit more in the right hip than the left, maybe in your back. Kind of playing with the edge a little bit here. And if you kind of settled into sensation here, and it's interesting to you, let your chin come down toward your chest. And notice what that changes in your hips, up your spine, in your neck. And if that's just too much too fast, back off and find the place that works for you. For 3 more breaths. Lift the chin if it's tucked. Start to walk your hands back, all the way back to upright. Lean back, switch the shin that's in front. And again, kind of let the shins be a little bit away from you here, a little loosey-goosey. In the most organized loosey-goosey way that you can. Because we're crazy around here. Let your hands fall to your knees and start with the little circles again. Slowly starting to build up to the bigger circles or not. checking back in with your Ujjayi breath if it has left you, or if you left it. And whatever motion you've settled into 3 more rounds. When you come back to center after the last time, start to walk hands forward. To the place where you're getting the feedback that you like or that you are interested in. Letting your exhales soften you a little bit around the shoulders, around the jaw. Maybe lowering your chin down toward your chest. Three more breaths. Start to slide back up. Your feet out in front of you, Paschimottanasana. And flex your toes a whole lot toward your chest, or your shins, I guess. And firm the thighs so much that maybe even the heels come up off of the mat. And release the heels down, point the feet. And flex and point and circle, maybe separate the feet a little bit, just kind of moving them this way and that. And stop. Sit up nice and tall on your exhale. Start to fold forward. Letting hands land wherever hands land. Maybe on the floor next to your shins, maybe on your shins, maybe peace fingers around your toes. And for these first couple breaths, just kind of hanging out up a little higher than your deepest depth. And for the next few rounds of breath, let your inhales lengthen the spine and send the heart forward, and your exhales start to settle in to the deepest forward fold that's in you for today. Not forcing anything, allowing your breath to be the guide. And here too, maybe chin comes to chest, maybe not. Two more breaths. And then release wherever your hands are. Come back up to seated. Either leave your legs out long or fold them back up into a Sukhasana. And configure your legs however you want to. Let your hands rest on your knees. Roll your shoulders way forward, way up, way back, and way down. Just starting those circles up and back and down. Make them as big as you can. 2 more. And then switch directions. So pull the shoulders way back, way up, way forward and down. And I find that this direction makes me feel super uncoordinated. So if you want to get the spine a little bit involved here, I think that can be helpful. Kind of like a little baby cat cow while you're moving the shoulders through these big circles. At any rate, 2 more. And then stop. For the next couple of breaths, just feel what's happening in your shoulders. Maybe they're a little warm, maybe they're a little buzzy. Just kind of let that sensation redistribute itself. And let your chin drop down to your chest. Bring your left ear to your left shoulder. The back of the skull dips back. Right ear, right shoulder. Chin back down to your chest. So these nice, big, slow circles. If you started out too big, back off a little bit. Particularly when the head is back, we want to have some integrity in the back of the neck there. So we're not just dumping the head back. We still have a little bit of muscular action, keeping the neck long as the head dips back. And if there's any spot along this circle that you'd like to stay and just kind of check it out, do that. One more circle in this direction. And then once your chin is down, right ear, right shoulder, head back, left ear, left shoulder, chin down. And here too, decide how big and slow you want these circles to be. If there's a place that you need to stop and address, do that. And one more full circle. Back into center. Take a big inhale breath. And on your exhale, turn your chin and your eye gaze to the right, keeping your chin level. Inhale into center. Turn your chin and your eye gaze left. Letting your shoulders be heavy here. So when we're at the very end of that turn, maybe we start to get some sensation in the top of the shoulder there. Just moving back and forth. And if you've dropped your Ujjayi breath, maybe pick it back up here. Maybe one more each direction. And when you bring your chin back to center, come on to hands and knees. Let's go ahead and just use the blocks for tabletop and down dog today. And in your tabletop, maybe try this out today. Maybe having knees a little behind the hips and hands a little in front of the shoulders. Just kind of taking all of those hard angles out, softening them just a little bit. That just feels like you're too far away from yourself. Bring your hands and knees to a place that works for you. And once you find where that place is, start with your cats and cows. Letting your belly sag, your shoulders come down and back, your chin come up. And exhale, round. Maybe you get some extra extension or extra push here in the hands when the hands are a little bit in front of the shoulders. There might just be more room to move here. Exhale, round. Inhale, release. And one more. Turn your toes under. Send your hips up and back. Come into your down dog and just see what changes when you have your hands up on the blocks. It kind of shifts the work back in the legs a little bit. And maybe heels come a little bit closer to the mat. Knowing that that's not the goal, but it just might be a different stretch in the back of the leg and the bottom of the foot than you normally get. I have my heels, the heels of my hands on the corner of my block so I can get a really nice push. Wherever you are, and a great big inhale breath. And a big long exhale breath. Walk your hands back to your feet. Come into your forward fold. Maybe take a block with you if that feels nice. But those torso circles that we did, now do those with hips. Letting your heels kind of be the anchor point that you orbit around. Bringing hips to the side, to the back, to the side, to the front. And switch directions if you haven't already. Just these little changes that we make big differences sometimes in the way that our bodies report sensation. Once you kind of feel like you're even, circling this way and that, come to center. Let your knees be super soft and let your head and arms just hang. Maybe a couple nice big breaths, letting the exhales, let your head be heavier, your arms and shoulders be heavier. Bring your hands to your shins. Inhale, halfway lift. Nice long spine. Exhale, fold. Send your arms out to the side and up. Inhale. Take hold of your left wrist. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, over to the right. Inhale, center, half moon to the left. Switch your grip. So holding on to the right wrist. Switching your grip on your inhale in the middle, just moving side to side. Finding this big length on each side from ankle to wrist, creating space in the ribs. Noticing if you're still with your Ujjayi breath, or if it's slipped away from you again. When you feel like you've gone from side to side a roughly equal amount of times, soften your knees, lengthen your spine, hinge at the hips, fold. And place your left hand either on your block or on the floor. Big bend in your left knee, right fingertips up to the ceiling. Make a fist, roll your wrist, open and close your hand. Eye gaze wherever you want it. It can be a strain on the neck to look up and see what that right hand is doing, so totally fair to look down at the left hand. And exhale, right hand comes down, replaces the left. Big bend in the right knee, left fingertips up, open and close and circle. And again, choose what your eye gaze gets up to. Exhale down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale all the way up to standing. Hands to heart. And a little half of a half, so a quarter sun salutation. Inhale up. Soft knees, long spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, walk your hands out, move your blocks out of the way if they're on your mat. Come either to your knees or through your plank, lower all the way down to your belly. And for a second, bring your hands under your forehead. Couple nice, equal, even breaths. Slide both hands underneath your shoulders and send your right arm straight out from your shoulder. And you decide whether it's straight out or kind of cactus armed. Either way, the elbow is kind of in line with the shoulder. Press into your left hand, come up onto your right hip. Open the front of the chest there. Maybe plant the left foot. It's always a funny thing, that top leg, or it is to me anyway. It can never decide what it wants to do. So letting it hang out there confused is an option, but if it has an opportunity to find purchase somewhere, let it find a home. Find a breath. Roll back to your belly. Slide your right hand under your right shoulder, left arm out, and do the same. If you cactused your right arm, do that on the left. Press into your hand, roll up onto your hip. Hopefully your right leg finds a home. And it always, when I have my arm cactused, then my leg just floats around, I guess from the restriction in the shoulder or in the chest. But if I have my arm straight out, my foot can land. One more breath. Roll back to your belly. Slide hands out off of your mat. Tent your fingers, elbows up. Inhale, cobra. Exhale down. Inhale, cobra. Right shoulder dips down toward the center of the mat. Inhale, cobra. Left shoulder dips down to the center of the mat. Lift up. Exhale down. Slide your hands right under your shoulders. Lift up into your tabletop and back into your hero. So if you want a block under sitting bones, do that. Otherwise, just kind of find a seat so we can start to lengthen the quads a little bit and get a little compression in the knee that is not painful. And any elevation that you want or need for your knees or ankles, totally do that. And bring your hands together, interlace your fingers, and start to roll wrists, just whichever way feels good. Undo your hands, make fists, roll your wrists. Wiggle your fingers. And grab your blocks for this next little bit. I start with them high. Turn your toes under. So we find this plantar stretch. So not all of your toes maybe are going to come to the mat. That might just be me. But start to bring your hips down toward your heels. And use your blocks to adjust the intensity of the stretch that's happening in your toes and in the bottom of your feet. Some people can bring shoulders over hips, and I'm really happy for them. If I had to do that, I'm pretty sure I would cry. So as much pressure in your hands as you need while still getting some openness in the bottom of the foot and some different action in the toes than they normally get. Not to the point of pain, but just until you find some difference, some opening. One more breath. And very slowly make your way out. Maybe just let the tops of your feet settle for a second. Move your blocks to the side if you used them. Come down to your seat. Slide a little forward, heels toward the corners of the mat. Roll yourself down. Big X on the mat. Couple nice big breaths. Slide your heels in, pull both knees toward your chest. And move. Circle your knees together, circle them separately. Kind of stir up your sacrum. Just what seems like it's gonna feel good. Maybe getting into some places that you haven't been for a while. Keep your right knee in, extend your left leg out long so the heel is long on the mat, toward the end of the mat. And start to move your right leg by itself. Opening and closing, swooping. Maybe switching it into your left hand, almost coming into a twist, and then not. Maybe doing that a couple times. Moving all around in that hip joint, just kind of letting the head of the femur move around in that bowl. And then bring your left knee in. Switch it out so right leg comes out long. And start to move the left leg. Moving all around that whole joint. Be coming in to a twist. I guess there's really not an almost twist. It's kind of like digging half a hole. Still a twist. Still a hole. Just not quite so big. Pull both knees back into your chest. Send your feet straight up. Flex your toes down toward your face. Point and flex and circle. And do the things. Bring your feet down to the mat, knees bent, and windshield wiper side to side. Maybe big ones. Rolling all the way from hip to hip. And let your legs come out long. Let your arms come down by your sides, palms facing up. If your eyes aren't closed, let them close. You're still moving through that Ujjayi breath, let that go too. Just allow yourself to settle in to your Shavasana. Remaining in this moment, this breath. This is it. And practice is such a great reminder that the only moment that we have is this one. And our breath keeps us anchored to the present. 3 more breaths. And roll to your side. A couple more breaths. Right in this space between. Where we're not in our practice and we're not yet on to the next thing. Make your way to your seat. And send your arms out to the side and up. And pull hands to heart center. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. I think we did it.